Hello, this is Squadaloo back with ranking some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks. I'm going to try and keep this intro quick. If you didn't see part 1, uh, go ahead and check it out, I guess. We ranked 16 courses. You can see the list here of everything we've ranked. Had quite a few surprises based on just, I don't know, my initial gut reaction versus playing these courses again and critically thinking about it. I explained the methodology in that episode, so I'm not going to go all the way into it again. 150cc, using my main, I use an inside drift bike, might mess with things. You can see there's been a couple of upgrades here to the chart if you weren't in the first episode. I'm now listing which episode I covered which tracks in. We now have an actual rank thing for the cups in games. I fixed the rankings so there's actually decimal points, so those numbers should actually be correct now. I've also added a little vanilla versus booster pass here, just so we can see how those are going to fare. I have a strong feeling the vanilla is going to win by a comfortable margin, particularly because they're close, and we've already ranked two of the worst vanilla tracks in the game. I will say I've already looked at some of these rankings, and I'm already feeling like I was drunk and am waking up with a hangover, and I'm just like, the fuck did I do last night? But I think I'm mostly okay with how these are ranking. As I said before, some of these, like, I don't know, this batch particularly here, could go, like, any way. Honestly, the one I feel worst about is I still kind of think maybe I should rank Baby Park higher, but I'm not going to second guess this, because if I start moving these around, this is already going to take absolutely forever. Because I guess the one thing I forgot to mention about Baby Park is whoever frickin' decided that the music should go up faster and up in pitch on every single lap is a genius. But yeah, no, that's the list so far. Wario Stadium in first, DK Jungle in second. That's the biggest surprise for me because I didn't realize how much I liked that course until I played it again. Bone Dry Dunes in third. Not a huge surprise to me, but probably a huge surprise to a bunch of people who hate that course. And then at the bottom of the list, we got Baby Park, we got Toad's Turnpike, we got Calamari Desert. But let's go to the wheel. Enough talk here. I said I'd make it quick, and I see I'm already reaching 3 minutes. Motherfucker. So let's just go ahead and spin the wheel and see what course we are going to cover first. Oh my god, that is so weird. Literally, before I started recording in my head, I had a vision that this would be the first course I covered. So let's just do it, I guess. Los Angeles Laps. I don't know what I'm going to think about this episode. Or about this track. I mean, I have some initial idea, but I just don't know where it's going to rank. So let's go ahead and fire up Los Angeles Laps here. In my opinion, I think I alluded to this in Singapore Speedway, that I feel like a lot of these city tracks are like you race through the city and they put some Mario things and obstacles in it because they didn't know what to do. This is not one of those. To me, this is a city track done right. Not necessarily in terms of layout. We'll judge it on the actual track quality in terms of how fun it is. But I mean in terms of variety. It's not just racing through streets of LA. You got like the Santa Monica Pier. The first section is focused on the beach. The second section is focused on the city. Third section, you head out to the oil fields. It's just got a real nice variety. I've never been a big fan of the song though, not even in Tour. I know some people thought this version ruined this song, but I just never even thought the version in Tour was that great. But yeah, I do feel like this is, in terms of like sheer what I would want out of a track that races through a city. This is the real city. This is the kind of track I would like here at the LA Expo Center, and then heading over Dodger Stadium. I think there's just some fun ideas here. But yeah, the actual layout, I don't know. I mean, it's good. It feels like an actual proper section course and not like there are technically changing routes, but you don't really feel like it because I have a friend who is pretty bad at noticing visual clues when playing video games, and he never had a problem navigating any of the original Mario Kart 8 tracks, but these city tracks he generally hates because he just doesn't, he can't tell where the fuck to go. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, holy shit. Lay off the items a little bit, please. But anyways, it's kind of made me view like the layouts of these a little more critically than I otherwise would. I mean, his eyesight isn't the best, so I'm not gonna punish them too hard for that, but it does make me, I stop and think, like, man, he's not gonna have fun on this course when I see something like Rome Avanti, where it's very heavily reliant on direction arrows. It's the fact that there's like smaller arrows overlapping with the bigger arrows that gives him a problem, because he just sees like a bunch of lines moving. But that is, I guess you could sarcastically say it's like a skill issue, I guess, I don't know. But I like that this course isn't just, it doesn't feel like it was just a layout and they threw a bunch of arrows down. It has a very natural flow, is I guess what I'm really trying to say here. And I think it's just a neat little course. Not one of my favorites, but it's fine. So let's try and rank this one. And I honestly, without looking at the board, I have no idea where this is going to go. Tour Los Angeles Laps. I like it more than Tour Vancouver Velocity. Do I like it more than Rosalina's Ice World? Yes, I do. Because I just said it's better than Tour Singapore Speedway. Although, again, this section's weird. Moonview Highway versus Tour Los Angeles Laps. That one's trickier. I don't know. I think I'm going to reward Los Angeles Laps over Moonview Highway because of its variety. And it does have a fun layout. I like it. I don't think I'm going to rate it higher than Shy Guy Falls, though. Yeah, I think that's right. I think it is our new number 7 Tour Los Angeles Laps. Rank 7 here. I mean, with so many courses in this game, there's obviously going to be a few where it's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, obviously somebody's going to take issue with the order that a bunch of these are in, but really, it's a coin flip at the end of the day on some of these. And I feel like there's just, any of these courses is a coin flip away from being the highest rated of these. But yeah, Tour Los Angeles Laps, our new number 7. And our first of the episode. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Looks like we're heading to the subway, folks. We're staying in the city, but not quite. Super Bell Subway. I love this track. I think it is... I kind of talked about this with Toad's Turnpike. I guess you could kind of count this as a traffic course. It would probably, I guess it would technically be like the only original traffic course to Mario Kart 8 if you do. I just think it's got a fun flow. It's got a really awesome song. I saw somebody on Reddit refer to this course as ugly, and I think they're insane. I love the differentiation between the station and the tunnels. I guess you could say it's a little repetitive because it's just a bunch of hairpin turns, but that's kind of the point, is getting blindsided by this train. like, you need the turns in order to have the train scare the shit out of you, as you can make it your way around. It really increases the risk and reward of the track. We put in some little tricks to make the straightaways there, and then you just head straight on out here. It's just got real good pace. And I'm kind of a sucker for a good traffic course, honestly. And it kind of scratches that itch very well, I think. I guess my only regret would be I like the music in the above ground section more, and you get less of it than you do the tunnel music, I feel like. Shit. I don't even know if there was a point in me using that. I think my invincibility frames would have just taken care of it, but whatever. God, I looked over at the minimap and I thought that I was about to lap Kamek, and I'm just like, that AI is in a struggle. I like tracks where you can get a lot of purple turbo boosts, and this is a track where you can get a lot of purple turbo boosts. A lot of times you'll have timing at that section where, like, you have both trains here at the same time, and it's really fun to try and still take the inside of the turn. It's very difficult, but very satisfying when you do it. But yeah, no, just really all around an excellent course. I don't know if I've, other than that guy I said I saw on Reddit call this course ugly, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone really say anything bad about this course, which I think speaks to how well it's designed. So let's go ahead and flip to the ranking. I'll tell you right now, this one's going to go high. I like it more than Shy Guy Falls. I like it more than Rainbow Road. I like it more than Maple Treeway. I like it more than Bondi Dunes. Now this decision, this is again, I really don't know why I never thought about how much I like DK Jungle until now. Because this is one where in a heartbeat I would have said Super Bell Subway over DK Jungle. Until I played that most recently, I'm like, you know what, that course is damn good. Super Bell Subway or DK Jungle? I love those trains. Super Bell Subway is second. Wario Stadium or Super Bell Subway? I mean, oof. I'm still taking Wario Stadium. I love that course. So, we have a new number 2 with Super Bell Subway. Rank 2. Here we go. Let's update the board. There you go. Super Bell Subway now climbing its way up to second, knocking Bone Dry Dunes out of the top 3. Overall, just, I mean, really, just very, very, very good track. No major complaints. There really is, like, nothing. That's the problem when you reach these upper half, is, like, with these 3 tracks in particular, there's nothing I would change about them. To improve on them, it is basically just a matter of taste. I really feel like this, again, DK Jungle, I wouldn't have said that before this, but now that I'm thinking about it, those 3, very good. Some of these other ones could improve with some changes, pacing issues, whatnot. Back to the wheel. Wii Koopa Cape. Okay. I consider Wii Koopa Cape the original to be one of the best courses of all time. This is going to rate high. I'll tell you that right now. I know people don't like this port. I know they think it's scaled too small because, as somebody pointed out in the comments, I am aware, of course, because I played Tour and everything. God knows I've looked at these courses a lot. These are just ported from Tour, and so they weren't made for Mario Kart 8, so there's some weird sizing and pacing is weird. Graphics kind of ugly, honestly. I don't mind that they changed the color of the rocks. I just don't think these stylized rocks fit this game at all. They fit tour, they don't fit here. And just slapping a texture on it, I don't think really fixes the problem. But I know a bunch of people thought this was scaled too small. I disagree. I think the fact that they have scaled it as small as they did is what makes this course work as well as it does in this game. Because it takes exactly what I like about Koopa Cape, it feeling like this fast roller coaster, and enhances it. And the thing I didn't like in Mario Kart 7 is that they changed this underwater section because I liked the rushing water, but the fact that it's anti-gravity here and the purple turbo boost and everything like keeps up that relentless pace. And then I like that you can like start your drift before you exit the water there. Except I didn't get to do it because I got fucking nailed by a red shell. To really keep up the pace, I just think this is paced so well. And it's even fun in 200cc. Like, it feels like it would be out of control in 200cc, but it's really not. Because 200cc in general is pretty difficult with an inside drift bike. I feel like I am just getting destroyed by red shells today. And I don't know why I didn't just strive for that item box, but I guess they need the red shells because they're still way behind. Jesus fucking Christ. The fact that you could trick off the waterfall, I don't know, like... So I'm a big fan of roller coasters, and to me that part feels so much like a roller coaster with like what they call a good head chopper element, where you have a moment of airtime where you kind of get lifted out of your seat because of the negative G's. That's the tightest I've ever taken that turn. That was awesome. You get a moment of negative G's and you have just a low-hanging ceiling and it looks like you're going to smack into it. So the fact that they've somehow managed to replicate that feeling in a goddamn Mario Kart track, oof, I didn't do that well. That in a Mario Kart track is phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, oops, fuck. Unlike Maple Treeway, which I think has lost some of its luster over the years, because I mean, it's not just its port in this that I think is underwhelming. I think when I think about it critically, I just don't think I like that course even in Mario Kart Wii as much as I used to. I'm fucked. I am so fucked. Well, that was an ending. I didn't know I would actually be able to. I figured I would just fall off if I was stopped in that water, but I guess you could still fight against it. Unlike Maple Treeway, where I feel like when Mario Kart Wii came out, I thought that was just as good as this course. Over the years, even playing Mario Kart Wii, I think this course is so much better than Maple Treeway. And I think this version, while ugly, it is definitely not a looker of a course, but it's got the gameplay, and the gameplay is what counts the most to me. So let's go ahead and flip to the rankings here. This is one that I've been excited to rank because I haven't really thought about where I'd rank it, other than highly. It's better than Maple Treeway, I've already said that. It's better than Promenade Dreams, better than DK Jungle. It's better than Super Bell Subway. Do I like it more than Wario Stadium? I called Wario Stadium perfect. Okay, I need to think about this. Wario Stadium. So here's the reason why I'm debating it. Wario Stadium at the end of the day is still a bunch. It's a dirt bike track, and so there's a lot. The theme is a little more limited than Koopa Cape, where it feels like there's a much bigger variety of things going on. Koopa Cape is extremely fast paced. Koopa Cape's ugly though. Koopa Cape's real ugly. And it not being designed for a kind of, I don't know. I think Wario Stadium just edges it out, but honestly, it is closer than I thought it would be going into this. Does it? That's a coin flip. I'm sorry, that is a coin flip, and which I'm shocked that I'm saying that because I genuinely thought Wario Stadium was just going to sit up there and sit up there and sit up there. It will still sit up there, but it is just barely hanging on because Wii Koopa Cape has come charging into the second position just behind Wario Stadium. And even looking at that now, part of me wants to already undo that decision. Part of me wants to put Koopa Cape up there. But I think there are a couple of the sizing issues where the fact that it's just downscaled from Mario Kart Tour hurts it. I do think the fact that if you like trick off of that ramp before the first half pipe thing, if you trick off that ramp before that, like you can get really fucked for the turn immediately afterward in a way that doesn't feel intended. It just feels like that's because it's from Tour. So that's more flawed, and it's ugly. It's a pretty ugly course. So I think that's why I'm going to give Wario Stadium the edge right now. But man, those two, so good, so very, very good. I know there's a lot of people who don't like that Wii Koopa Cape course, but I think if you get past the visuals, there's a lot to love in that remake. Speaking of remakes where there may not be a lot to love, let's look at GBA Sunset Wilds. In the same cup, no less. Kind of a fun... Actually, I just realized, we're already done with the Cherry Cup. And we've done 3 of the courses today. That's so weird. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up the Cherry Cup, I guess. It's weird. Here with GBA Sunset Wilds. The obvious, let's get it out of the way. It's Sunset Wilds without the sunset. Why do you choose to bring it back if you can't bring the sunset back? And also, the tour... I'm not going to rag too hard on the layout changes to this course, because Sunset Wilds is one of my favorite courses from the GBA. But I think the problem you run into with a lot of the Super Circuit tracks is they all have similar layouts where they're shaped like a K. Because they just need to like fit in a square area. I don't know why that term was so bad. Usually I don't have that much problem. But like in the GBA, in order to make a complex layout, really all you can do is just keep adding more turns and maybe a couple of obstacles. And so I could see them looking at this course and going like, do we really need another set of hairpin turns? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I think my bigger problem is this is one of those courses that suffers mightily from being made for Mario Kart Tour and not from the ground up for Mario Kart 8. Because as a kid, I was gonna say as a kid, and then I realized I was like fucking 23 designing this. I, in my head, tried to think about like what a Sunset Wilds would look. Oops. What a Sunset Wilds would look like in Mario Kart 8. And I had in my head just these visions of like you're going through a canyon, like a rushing river and shit, just a real Wild West. And what I wanted to do was, I'm sorry, I'm really not paying attention to where the fuck I'm even driving, so I'm just gonna let them take that. In my head, like, the last turn of this course would be an anti-grav, and you'd literally, like, drive on the wall of a butte and shit. And knowing that they finally brought this course to this game, and it's literally just, like, the GBA version kind of simplified, it's such a disappointment. And then you don't even get the sunset. Honestly, the best part about this course is the music. I love the music for Sunset Wilds. I don't hate this course. Don't get me wrong. I still think it's fun in the way that just playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is fun. It's just, there's everything that stood out about the original is missing here, basically. or not necessarily the original, but like the potential left on the board here makes me so sad. So let's go to the rankings here and remove Sunset Wilds from the wheel. Sunset Wilds. Would I rather play Sunset Wilds or Tour Singapore Speedway? Tour Singapore Speedway. Rosalina's Ice World, definitely. Vancouver Velocity, definitely. Ninja Hideaway, definitely. Water Park, definitely. Mushroom Gorge. I really don't like Mushroom Gorge in this game. Not, well, I say really don't like. That implies that I hate it. I don't hate it. The way, like, these really, of all these on here, these are the only two that I actively think are, like, when they come up, I think that sucks that those were chosen. This one I'm like, meh. I think I'm gonna give Sunset Wilds the slight edge over Wii Mushroom Gorge. I just really don't like Wii Mushroom Gorge in this game, I'm sorry. GBA. There you go. GBA Sunset Wilds over Mushroom Gorge, Calamari Desert, Road's Turnpike Baby Park. Basically, this is where we start to get into the iffy territory for me. But yeah, just left a lot to be desired on the board. A lot for GBA there. SNES is now the only thing we haven't ranked before, and as I said, the Cherry Cup is now completed in its rankings, and its average ranking is a 10, so that is only going to get worse and worse as time goes on, probably. So, not looking too great for Cherry Cup there in the Cups rankings. I did flip everything over, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. God, I hope that I actually hit start recording. I only just now realized I didn't check. I did. Thank God. Okay, let's spin the wheel. "3DS Music Park." Okay. Music Park is, first of all, the name Music Park sucks. It's infinitely better in Europe. Melody Motorway. I've seen some people say, like, but in the US, we don't really use the term melody, or, Jesus, we use the term melody. We don't really use the term motorway. It doesn't matter. People can figure out what the fuck it means. We barely ever use the word turnpike either. The first time I ever heard the word turnpike was from Mario Kart 64 and Toad's Turnpike. It just, such a lame name, Music Park. Melody Motorway just sounds so much more fun. But I feel like this is a course when Mario Kart 7 first came out, everyone cited as one of the best courses in the game, and I was kind of just like, I mean, it's fine. It's good. I mean, it's good. It's just not great. One of my biggest problems, I feel like I'm repeating a lot of the points that I made in my VR pack video about this course, is I just think the music kind of sucks for a music-themed course. That's a problem. Like, it's a course themed to a bunch of live instruments, and then you just have the synthesizer going boop, ba-doo-doo, boop, ba-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo, boop. It's not a bad melody, it's just, like, really? Especially in this game, where you have a live band, like, with sounds and stuff, and yet you're stuck with the music course sounding like dog shit. God, I am getting up a storm. I've never done this bad on this course. And I'm still fucking that up. I don't know, my timings are really bad on bouncy surfaces in this game. I've just never been able to get it right. I feel like I always hit it early. Except I got that right. It didn't matter, but I got it right. But yeah, I mean, the course itself, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I mean, really, there's some fun turns. This straight section with the piranha plants is something, I guess. It's not the most engaging, but it's something. These hairpins are kind of tough because of the 8 Deluxe purple boost with an inside drift bike. I actually do kind of sometimes have to tap the brakes on it. I do like this. I like the timing of that. I mean, I know I'm kind of bad at it, but I like the little interactivity there. Oh, shit. Well, folks, it's been a nice run of first, but I think that's where it's going to end. Yes, the bomb got him! Go, go, go! We still win! Tactical decision work! Well, at least the ending was exciting. The course itself, I mean, it's fine. It's good. I don't know. Never been the biggest fan. I feel like it was kind of overrated in 7, and I feel like I don't really hear too many people talking about it now, which leads me to believe that kind of everyone kind of came to a similar conclusion. But it could just be that I don't talk to people about Mario Kart much. Whatever. Where does it rank? Music Park, I would rather play Vancouver Velocity. I think I would rather play Vancouver Velocity. Would I rather play Ninja Hideaway? No, I wouldn't. I didn't really intend for that to be where it was going to go, but I kind of think I just nailed where... I kind of just randomly picked a course on the board to start from, and I think I kind of nailed it in one, basically. I think it's going to be our new number 14. 3DS... Music Park, new number 14, going onto the board. Moving Ninja Hideaway down to 15. Baby Park still sitting in 21st place. Let's check in over here. The vanilla course is pulling away a little bit from the Booster Pass. We kind of had some rough Booster Pass courses. But then again, we also had Wii Koopa Cape. Part of me still wants to switch this, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I love Koopa Cape. I really do. In case you couldn't tell. I really think that's the best version of Koopa Cape. Don't at me. Not Wario. Okay. I mean, I might as well tell you what my gut is. This is the greatest course of all time, by a mile. This is the course that at the beginning, when I alluded to and I said I really didn't want to get some of these early. This is the one I didn't want to get early because the rankings are over. It's done. It's done. Nothing comes close to this. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I got goosebumps thinking about how the course starts with a perfectly timed music hit to you jumping out the back of a motherfucking helicopter. This course fulfills every promise of a multi-part course. It steadily builds in intensity. I have thought about making ice-themed courses in this game, and every time I think about making a new one, I realize my concept was already completed in this course alone. Icy caves? No, it's already done. Sorry. Doing some fun anti-gravity shit. A dam. I've thought about a dam course before, and then I went, nope, this course is already a dam course. Thought about a mountaintop. We started on the mountaintop. It's already done. Wooded forest? No, fuck you. That's where we're going next, baby. The music, I mean, it's not the greatest melody in the world, but it's a perfect accompaniment. If I have a single complaint about this course, it's that these tricks going into this tree can sometimes result in some weird fuckery. But there is no greater feeling in all of Mario Kart than entering this final section to me in first place in Mount Wario, charging down this slalom. And then just like the pacing is so fucking perfect. And then to top it off, you make this turn and then boom, there's the finish line. Full speed ahead. Like, god damn. I mean, if you'd watched my, I've talked about it in my VR thing, even though it's not included in that pack. But I'll stand by my statement that I made there. I don't think that this is just the best course in this game. I don't think that this is just the best Mario Kart course of all time. I think this is one of the greatest video game levels of all time in any video game. I feel like this was either the first or the last course that they designed for the original release of Mario Kart 8. Because if it was the first course, they said, all right, we can't put that much effort into every single course or else this game's never going to get made. We've got to tone it back a bit. And if it was the last course because they went, that's it, we're going all out for our last course and we're leaving nothing on the table. Kind of similar to how Big Blue attempts to do it for the DLC. Which you can tell by the way I said the word attempt. I don't think it succeeds nearly as well as this course. As I said, I have one complaint about this course. I think the, like, fallen logs that you trick off of, I feel like there should be a tiny bit of a gap between those and the tree section. But the fact that the road just, the first time I watched a video of this course, I was just like, God, this cannot, like, I didn't even play it yet, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is real? Like, so much fucking effort went into this goddamn course, man. It's perfect. It is perfect. Mount Wario is our new number one. And I'll tell you right now, it's not moving. It never will. It is unbeatable. I mean, you may as well just... You may as well... probably not good for me to tell you this, but you may as well just fucking cut to the very end of the last episode and just see what the rest of the rankings were, because that's it. There's no new number one. It's never going to say number one again. Like, I know I had passion in my voice when I was talking about these two courses, but, like, this demolishes these two courses, in my opinion. It just does. Like, it's one of the greatest video game levels of all time. You can't ask for anything more out of that course. You can't. And the fact that I see some people, like, it genuinely, every time I look at a tier list, if I don't see Mount Wario in the top tier, I stop looking at it. Because I think it's a joke. I've seen people go, yeah, you know, the race course where you jump out the back of a helicopter and race down a mountain that has, like, perfect pacing and has, like, everything you could possibly ask for, except, I guess, an underwater section. From a Mario Kart course, yeah, that's fine, but, you know, DS Peach Gardens, that's where it's at. Like, are you fucking kidding me? God damn, get out with that shit. No. This discussion is over. Mount Wario wins. Let's go to the wheel. Now any and all suspense for the list is just gone. GBA Mario Circuit, and thank God that doesn't say remove all, so I've known that I haven't... It's gonna be hard to come down from fucking about Wario. I'm still just sitting at Wario cheering. He knows damn well that he's just dominating this list. Fuck. I've always wanted to just go on a goddamn rant about how goddamn good that course is, and it felt really good just now. Holy shit. Okay. What was it? GBA Mario Circuit. I mean, this course is nice, I guess, too. It's a Mario Circuit. Fun fact, this is the first custom course I ever made for any Mario game, because I made a custom version of this for Mario Kart Wii, back in, like, what, 2009, I think? Maybe 2010? I've always thought that it had a good layout, so it was kind of nice and pleasantly surprised to see it back from Mario Kart. God, I hope that I had the recording ready for Mount Wario. I hope I didn't. I realized I didn't look at my screen at all. I really hope that I didn't not record Mount Wario. I'm pretty sure I got it right. Whatever. We'll find out. It'll be embarrassing if my biggest rant is about a course that you couldn't even fucking see, but whatever. But yeah, no, I like this course. I don't love it. I mean, it's just a good circuit track. It's simple. It's in the first cup of the retro, so you're not really expecting a ton. Remix is a little weird on this. I love this remix. I mean, I think this remix sounds good. It's weird that they changed the melody as much as they did. Like, to me, in the original music, it's like, I just expect to hear da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, and so the fact that it's dun-dun-dun-da-da, da-da-da-da, it's just weird that you change the very beginning. But, I mean, I love the sax and everything. It's just, I mean, I feel like this course is pretty prone to some item bullshit. Historically, maybe that's just bad luck on my part. And I also think it kind of suffers from the fact there's just enough circuit tracks in this game that it's not going to stand out a ton. But I love what they did with this anti-gravity section. I think that's really cool. I think it was a really smart place to put it. Because that sort of long straight into a hairpin is the kind of iconic element. That was my own banana, wasn't it? I think that's like the most iconic element of this course. I guess beside the fact that there's like a pit lane. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. There's not much I can really complain about that course. It's just a fun little course. It's in the first Retro Cup of the game. So it's going to be limited in how good it can be. Where's my rankings? Why are they not appearing? There they are. Okay. It's good. Do I like it more than Music Park, though? Not really. Do I like it more than Ninja Hideaway? Not really. Do I like it more than Water Park? GBA Mario Circuit or Water Park? That's an interesting question. I think I like Water Park more. I like exploding out of the water into the glider at the very end of the race. I think it's a more iconic moment. GBA Mario Circuit or GBA Sunset Wilds? I'm taking GBA Mario Circuit. So that is our new, what, number 18? Yes. Oops, I almost changed the episode to number 18. GBA Mario Circuit. Sitting down there. It's weird, because I think like GBA Mario Circuit's a perfectly good remake of Mario Circuit, and I think this is kind of a bad remake of Sunset Wilds. But also I think they're kind of similar in quality, just because Sunset Wilds is a more interesting track in the GBA than Mario Circuit. Like, I don't know what more you could do with Mario Circuit. It's a circuit. But yeah. Congratulations to GBA Mario Circuit. Now in the top 20 of all time of 23. Let's go back to the wheel. In 64 Rainbow Road. Okay. Whoops, I almost didn't flip. N64 Rainbow Road, I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. I saw in the first episode, I saw people when this game came out, they hated Wii U Rainbow Road, and they kept saying, this is the real Rainbow Road in this game. those people are on crack. I mean, first of all, this needs to be 2 laps. It's too short. It is way too short. But at the same time, or they needed to shrink it down even further and then make it 3 laps or something. Because it's just kind of long and drawn out and boring, which, I mean, I guess you could argue that is original. I mean, they tried to spice it up. It's better than the original. I mean, one thing I can't argue against, I'm sorry. I know this is probably the most pedestrian opinion that I could possibly have regarding this game's soundtrack. I do think this is probably the best song on the soundtrack, just because I think this is one of the greatest video game melodies ever. And this is, like, the best version of this melody. Because I'm a sucker for the live instruments. Obviously, I could see some people making a strong argument for the F-Zero X version being a better version. But yeah, I mean, I feel like people have kind of already come around to the fact that it was much... I feel like Mario Kart 64 nostalgia was a lot stronger than Mario Kart 8 Wii U came out than it is now. So people have kind of realized that this is, like, kind of long and drawn out and boring. And there's just no room to really, like, catch up with items or anything. It's just kind of, I mean, I like what they did in terms of making the layout more interesting. I think it's really clever that they changed this final section to be a big figure 8 to represent Mario Kart 8. I think that's really funny. I really wish it still had its rainbow mini-map. I'm going to lose the race now. Nope, never mind. I just don't think it... I don't think it works very well in the game at all. I think it just... I like the big helix around the star. That's fun. Because it's like an actual kind of tight. It's not tight, but it feels... It's a fun turn. If that makes any sense. But, I mean, the rest of this course, it's here entirely for nostalgia. I am glad it is in this video game so that we can have a remix of its music more so than to actually play it. So where does it rank? It's worse than Water Park. It's worse than Mario Circuit. It's worse than Sunset Wilds. Mushroom Gorge or N64 Rainbow Road. It's worse than Mushroom Gorge. Better than N64 Calamari. Well, is it better than N64 Calamari Desert? N64 Calamari Desert has more going on. But Rainbow Road has the music. This is where things are going to get entirely superficial. I'm going to say it's better than N64 Calamari Desert based on its presentation. Basically, I think the layout is probably worse than N64 Calamari Desert, but I enjoyed hearing the music of N64 Rainbow Road so much that I would rather just play on it to hear its music than play on Calamari Desert for its gameplay. And the visuals. I really loved the ending of that course, by the way. I was too busy shitting on it to really talk about it. I love that they, the third section, they force it to the best part of the song when it starts. And I feel like it's timed very well to the song, to where, like, you hit the final boost ramp, or final glider ramp just as the song is, like, ending and you see the train fly by. I think that presentation is all magnificent, and I think it was a perfect way to sort of, like, end the game, essentially, because either way you're going to end it with a Rainbow Road, and that one feels like the ending. I don't know. It's just the actual course layout sucks. But yeah, I think Rainbow Road is now our new... N64 Rainbow Road is now our new number 21. Yeah, that's it. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid in that. So what have we done? We've done 8 this episode? God. My god, we've had bangers in this episode. Holy shit. Fucking Mount Wario, Koopa Cape, Superbell Subway. DK Jungle held out very well, but man, when the chips are down, there's a lot of fucking great courses in this game, and it's just not hanging with those. Okay. I got time for one more right now, and then I'll have to... I don't know why I'm even telling you that, because I'm gonna edit it so it's 16. Ooh, this is one I've been anxious. Because I don't have any fucking clue how I feel. I don't have very strong opinions on this course. GCN Waluigi Stadium. I will say I think it suffers from DS Wario Stadium already being in the game and being so good, because I think DS Wario Stadium is better. I think it's a lot better paced. And obviously they have like the exact same theme of a dirt bike track. 2 of 3 dirt bike tracks. Do we really need that many? Especially when the third one is the third one. Visually, I think this course looks really weird because everyone was like, holy shit, textures. But I don't know, I don't think it looks right to me, and I can't put my finger on why. Beyond the obvious that it's like not, it's obviously like a remodeled tour model. I do think it's interesting because like there's shit like that where you like don't really want to trick off that ramp because it like will kick you way far out, which I think is a really interesting dynamic. I've always thought that this stretch of the course, I mean, I guess they needed to have a shortcut, but it kind of just feels like it drags a little bit. Not sure how I feel about what they did here. I guess I'm not too upset that they changed how... Oh, Jesus, I'm really fucking that up. Not too upset with how they changed those, because you kind of just always knew to go over the top on the half-pipe anyway, and kind of just ignored the piranha plants. I like that they actually bothered to put in an upper route for anti-gravity. I'd say that this feels like one of the first courses of the Booster Pass where it really felt like they were taking both games into account. They weren't quite... I'm not going to say that it was designed with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in mind, because clearly it had to work with Tour. Because they're Tour courses first and foremost. We wouldn't have this Booster Pass without Tour. But I will say it's the first one where I don't think that upper route at the end would and this upper route over here would exist without 8 Deluxe, if they didn't plan on bringing it to 8 Deluxe. Because it just seems like they're thrown in to give you an anti-gravity bit. And I'm not really sure which route is the fastest, but yeah. I tend to always go the lower route there, and I'm not really sure why. I was just mixing it up there. Oof, I'm not taking these lines off. I think it's really interesting dynamics there in terms of, like, your lines option. It's a very complex set of turns there at the beginning, I feel like, in terms of mixing trick ramps and where you want to trick, where you don't want to trick. It seems very thoughtfully done, unlike, say, shit, I drifted the wrong way. I hit the wrong button. Okay. Compared to, say, Ninja Hideaway, where it feels broken, like, it just feels like genuine, like, fucking traps. Which, they aren't supposed to be, it's just kind of how it feels because of, well, that's going to be the first loss, I think. Yep, okay. Well, I can't say that I'm too upset because I raced like absolute dog shit. But yeah, I think, like, it feels intentionally designed to be tricky. As opposed to Ninja Hideaway, which feels like they just ported it from Tour and it's tricky because they just did fucking weird shit to it. I don't know. Or they didn't do any... More precisely, they didn't do anything to it. But yeah, it's a fun course. Overall. I did a shit job of showing it off just now. But where does it rank? Let's go to the rankings. Because I have zero fucking clue where I'm going to put this. GCN Waluigi Stadium, I would say, is a better course than Music Park. I'd say it's a better course than Vancouver Velocity. I'd say it's a better course than Rosalina's Ice World. I would say it's a better course than Singapore Speedway. I'd say it's a better course than Moonview Highway. But Los Angeles Laps. Is it a better course than Los Angeles Laps? For some reason, this is just a course I don't really think about a lot. And I also didn't talk about it. I fucking love the Waluigi Stadium / Wario Coliseum music. Waluigi Stadium or Los Angeles Laps? I am going to give it to Waluigi Stadium. Shy Guy Falls or Waluigi Stadium? I am still going to give that to Shy Guy Falls. I think Waluigi Stadium is our new number 10. Honestly, that's higher than I expected it to go, but really thinking about it, I think it's a good course. But also, I think LA Laps ended up higher than I thought it would. Waluigi Stadium. There you go. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and just get right to it here. Spin the wheel and see what's up next here. Ooh, Hyrule Circuit! Hyrule Circuit is up next. This one could be interesting, because I do really like this course, but I don't know how much I like it. We'll just have to do the science, I guess. I love the music here, first of all. I love that it's a mix of like various different Hyrule Field themes, not just the normal Legend of Zelda theme. You get a tiny bit of Twilight Princess, tiny bit of Ocarina of Time's Hyrule Field. Obviously, you get Zelda's Lullaby and the music as well. Changing the rupees over, or the coins to rupees, great. Obviously, the sound effects and everything, fantastic. The fact that they implemented a puzzle into the course is absolute genius work. Unfortunately, I'm very bad at the puzzle. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take advantage of it, but I think this course has really, really good flow. I think it's a very, very fun course. I guess if I were to complain, which I guess it's not really much of a complaint, it is, I mean, it's called Hyrule Circuit, so it is more or less kind of a circuity course, which isn't the most ambitious theme for like a crossover course, but I also don't know what else you'd really pick for The Legend of Zelda. Like, if you're only going to have one Legend of Zelda course, it makes sense for it to be like Hyrule Field and Hyrule Castle, I guess. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just a really fun course overall, has real good flow and everything. I guess it's more just that its theme, beyond being Zelda, doesn't particularly stand out. I don't know. I don't have a ton of bad or good things to say about it, beyond what I've already said. I just think it's a really good and fun, solid course. I think it's probably going to rate very highly. I will say that I'm playing it right now. I'm kind of having DK Jungle flashbacks to me going like, you know, this course might actually be a little better than I thought. I know I'm not really conveying that very well in my talking right now. I think part of it's just me trying to get back into the groove here after a break. But it's got real nice, real good flow. You know that I like that flow. I like courses where a lot of things are constantly happening. That's a course where there's a lot of things constantly happening. Yeah, let's just see where it goes on the board. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I think it's going to be high, though. So we'll remove Hyrule Circuit from the wheel. I would take Hyrule Circuit over Shy Guy Falls. I would take it over Rainbow Road. I would take it over Maple Treeway. I would take it over Bone Dry Dunes. And I think that is about where it's going to land. I think it's going to be the new number 6. New number 6 for Hyrule Circuit. Congratulations to Link. He has provided us with a very lovely course. Uh-oh, database sound an issue. Hyrule Circuit, our new number 6, above Bone Dry Dunes. Very similar to DK Jungle in my mind, and I guess Wario Stadium, which is kind of weird. There's 2 in between, where it's just all about good flow. I guess there's a little more variety, I feel like, in some of these other courses that are ahead of it, which is why it doesn't quite go as high. But it's just a very fun time overall. And never have bad race, really. In terms of, like, fun, enjoyment. Obviously, I've had bad races on there in terms of, like, my actual playing quality. But that's enough about that. It's time to return to the wheel. Looks like we're going to Paris, people. Tour Paris Promenade. I mean, this is in the first wave, but I feel like visually it was one of the better tracks in the first wave of the DLC. Obviously, the first wave did not have very good visuals. A lot of people said it was their favorite track, though, in this wave, and yeah, I'm sorry, the layout just isn't there. I mean, I said the visuals were decent, but now looking at this now compared to some of the other later tracks, I take that back. This kind of looks like shit. It looks worse than I remember it. I remember the lighting being better, but I forgot just how textureless everything fucking looks. I love the music. I will say, which I kind of forgot to say, technically I have been to LA, so that was technically the first of the city track that we visited that I have actually been to. Although I haven't spent much time in any of the places that were actually there, I was in Paris last year. I always go forward there, and I don't know why, because I know it's slower. I don't know. I should really make a mental note to not do that. But yeah, I have been to Paris. I appreciate that it's not so much they get this layout of the city right, because it's very, like, cartoonized. Like, the Seine doesn't really just fucking make a 90-degree turn around the Eiffel Tower, obviously. Go fuck yourself. But I appreciate that there's some, like, generally the directions, the cardinal directions that all the landmarks are in all in the right places. Like, there's the Louvre. Although it's a little... I didn't even realize that was supposed to be the Louvre. I'm assuming it is. Based on its location and design, but it's a little weird because it doesn't have the glass pyramid because the piranha plant being there. Obviously, the big trick here was that this is where we first revealed they were going to be doing some wacky shit in the DLC because we're going backward now. Which is arguably this course's greatest feature because of shit like that, where suddenly first place is faced with a bunch of bullet bills charging them directly in the face. But, I mean, really talking, this is just a very simple layout for a course. The music and everything helps it, but it's not. The layout just isn't great. And as much as I like Paris as a city, it can be a little dirty. Obviously, this one isn't really dirty, but The buildings and architecture are beautiful, and they've captured that well here. In terms of the actual building designs, not in terms of the texture work. Obviously, that needs work. I don't know what the fuck I'm even talking about anymore. It's... I'm kind of just rambling. I guess I didn't really talk much about the course design just because there isn't much there, which is kind of the problem with this course. It's tries to rely on the visuals, and the visuals haven't really even aged. They weren't very good to begin with, and they've gotten worse, I feel like, over time. So let's rank Paris Promenade. I would rather play Mushroom Gorge. I don't know if I'd rather play N64 Rainbow Road than Paris Promenade. I think I would. Yeah, I'd rather play N64 Rainbow Road. And I'd rather play N64 Calamari Desert. I would not, definitely not rather play Toad's Turnpike there. So it looks like we're going to have a new... number... is it 25? Yeah. New number 25. God, I hope that I mean, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just keep looking at the board. I definitely didn't just fuck up. Tour Paris Promenade is now our new number 25. And Hyrule Circuit is definitely still number 6, and I definitely didn't almost fuck that up somehow and get worried. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Honestly, these 3 here are kind of all in a similar boat. There's definitely going to be, like... I'm not going to make a tier list out of this, but I definitely feel like there's tiers kind of materializing here. Like, this is kind of a tier. Maybe up through here. I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out in the end. But we are moving on. We are leaving Paris behind. And we are heading to... Wario's Gold Mine! Flipping back to Wario's Gold Mine. You know how I said earlier that Wario knows that he has some of the best tracks? When he was like celebrating his victory at the bottom of Mount Wario, sitting pretty with the top 2 slots in the thing. I have never understood the love for this course. I didn't understand it in Mario Kart Wii, and I still don't understand it here. I will say, again, I am ranking these based on 150cc. I think this course is kind of a blast in 200cc. It fixes every problem I have with it, but we're not rating it based on that. We're rating it based on 150cc. And I don't know, it kind of just feels like there's a lot of straightaways, and it's just not... The music is much more excitingly paced than the actual road, the track. There's just a lot of straightaways. Like you dodge those bats. This little bit's more fun here. It was always jank in Mario Kart Wii. And it feels a lot better here. Although the thing they fucked up, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it is actually faster in this game to drive this route than to actually take the shortcut on the left. So it is in fact a long cut. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Some of these things I'm talking about with like shortcuts and longer and shorter routes, I honestly don't know. I kind of just go off of gut and like memory. It's entirely possible that I'm fucking wrong. And there's actually been some paths where I'm like have been taking the wrong route the whole time. But yeah, I mean, this course is okay. It's just never been that great. I know some people don't like they swapped the mine carts to not really be they aren't obstacles anymore, they're helpful. I guess I can see that as kind of being, I don't know, I feel like it's an equal trade. It does something different, at least. I don't know. It's just Wario is usually known to me for like having like the wackiest courses in the game, and this just isn't wacky enough for my taste. I think Mario Kart Wii had a bunch of great courses, and I think this was always one that was in the bottom half for me. Despite the fact that it's pretty well beloved by a lot of people. I just don't think it's ever had that great of a pace. I think it's kind of just not that interesting of a layout for a track. I've given up on any semblance of actually doing item balance correctly because I'm looking at the mini-map and just realizing how badly I've beaten the AI on this course without really even trying. Hard CPUs, ladies and gentlemen. Hard CPUs. Give it up. Yeah, let's go ahead and rate that. I probably sounded a little more negative than it actually is, because it's not a terrible course. It's just not one that's really ever stood out to me. I would rather play it than Wii Mushroom Gorge, though. I would rather play it than Sunset Wilds. I don't know if I would rather play Wii Mario's Gold Mine over Mario Circuit. I am going to say no. I'm going to say that Wii Wario's Gold Mine is our new number 21. I'm sorry, I know that course has a lot of fans. I've never seen the light on it. Not in Wii, not here. It's only worse here because there's so many better courses to choose from. Wii Wario's Gold Mine, number 21. Yeah, that'll do. There. So what are we? 32 is probably where I'm gonna stop. Probably gonna try and make these 16 at a time. Just make them nice and even. Probably result in 6 episodes then. So we'll have 4 more courses in this episode. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. See what we get. GBA Boo Lake. I swear to God, I haven't really said, I've said it once this episode. A lot of these courses are ones that I've been thinking about today in terms of like, now how do I really feel about this course? This one was one, Wario's Gold Mine was one, and Hyrule Circuit was one, Los Angeles Labs was one. All 4 of those I've thought about them specifically today in terms of where they might end up on this list. So GBA Boo Lake is next. I don't have a strong opinion on this course. Honestly, the biggest impression that this course left for me as an inside drift bike user is how motherfucking hard the expert AI was on 200cc. Holy shit, I think it took me an hour to beat. And usually the 200cc goes maybe 10-20 minutes for me to beat. This one was just an absolute motherfucker. That one goddamn turn over there in the distance is definitely the reason. And just like trying to take the shortcut and shit in 200cc, this course is brutal on this car in 200cc. One thing that bothers me about this course, and it's got nothing to do with the track design, I hate how high the water is relative to the pier. I just feel like there should be a little bit of a gap. That is like the most meaningless, stupid little nitpick. It's just a small visual thing that like kind of bothers me for some fucking reason. But yeah, this course, I like what they did with it overall. It's very recognizably still Boo Lake from the GBA. It still has the same similar shortcuts. I guess it doesn't have... Did this... No, never mind. That was Broken Pier that had the invisible bridges, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. I think that turn back there is really good. It's a very, very nice challenge, even if it pained me in fucking 200cc. I'm going too fast. God damn it. Ow. I think the use of anti-gravity is great. I think the use of underwater is great, because I had it in my head that I would, if I were designing... I had it in my head before this DLC came out. If I were designing SNES Ghost Valley 3, I would have done something very similar to this, where the middle of the track was underwater. So I'm kind of glad that they went with this, because it just seems like a very natural way to implement anti-gravity and underwater mechanics into a broken pier stage. That being said, it is a GBA stage that was remade from Tour, which inherently means that it sticks fairly close to its source material, kind of to its detriment. I kind of like when they do a lot more to the track. But it's still good, still a fine track. It's just not one that's going to really win any awards here. But let's take a look at the rankings and see where it goes, because I don't know where the hell I'm going to put it. Let's go ahead and say it's ahead of Sunset Wilds. It's ahead of Wario's Gold Mine. It's ahead of Mario Circuit. It's ahead of Water Park. Ahead of Ninja Hideaway. This is honestly going higher already than I thought it would. But I would rather play that than Ninja Hideaway. It's got pretty good flow. I don't know about Music Park though. This is where I'm going to have an actual battle in my head. I would take Vancouver Velocity over this. So that I know for sure. So it's either going to be 17 or it's going to be 18. I think it's going to be 18. I think it's going to be number 18. There we go. GBA Boo Lake, number 18. It's a fun track. It's just not anything super special. And we're at the point where I'm going to have to keep starting to scroll up and down here. Keeping an eye over here. Obviously, we've still not had any SNES tracks. We've still not had any items from these 4 cups. And I'll tell you right now, if I were a betting man, based on my gut, I would say that this is the cup to look out for, the Egg Cup. But, because it's got 3 really good tracks, it's also got, the one. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I don't know why I'm going over this when there's still courses to rank, so let's go. Bowser's Castle. Okay. Wii U Bowser's Castle. Oh my fucking god, how am I calling it Bowser Castle? I hate it when they call these damn courses Bowser Castle. I really like this Bowser's Castle. I really, really like this Bowser's Castle. I have one major complaint. Pacing. I think it is phenomenally paced. I'll talk about it as we go, honestly. It'll be easier to demonstrate as we go. Like, from here on, this is the best Bowser's Castle from here. Like, so much shit happening. Excellent pacing. It's got that, it's up there with Wario Stadium, DS Wario Stadium. Everything's great. We make this turn. We dodge this fireball. Pacing collapses completely. Not completely. I guess it's not terrible, but it's just like constant. Yeah, like fuck awesome. Holy shit. And then you see that giant Bowser golem and it's like, got his fist. And I don't know, it just... Everything before and after that giant Bowser golem in the split road is easily top Bowser's Castle material. But you just hit that one spot. And yeah, it's just a stain on the course. I mean, like this turnaround, you see the airships and shit, that's awesome. Fucking music in this course is seriously awesome too. But I will say though, having said that complaint, playing this right now, in my head I think the problem is worse than when I'm actively playing. Because I was going to say that I think this is the second best Bowser's Castle, and Wii Bowser's Castle is the best. But playing this right now, I'm having enough fun that I might go against that. I might say this is still the best Bowser's Castle. I don't know. But we're not ranking Wii Bowser's Castle to Wii U Bowser's Castle. We are ranking Wii U Bowser's Castle compared to every other course, and I don't know where this is going to rank. I will say, nice attention to detail that's kind of unrelated to this game. So I have been to Super Nintendo World in Universal Studios Hollywood. And I've also stared intently at a lot of the textures on this course as a result of working on Squire Turnbull's Lovely. That sounded sarcastic when I said lovely, and I didn't mean it that way. I meant it sincerely. The model for Wii Bowser's Castle, and a lot of the design for the Bowser's Castle in Universal Studios, you can tell that they like deliberately recreated the textures of this course. Like the floor, 100%. If you go to ride that ride and you get enter the queue line, if you look at the floor, it is this hex floor. It is just this floor. Which is a nice little detail that no one would really notice except some idiot who has stared at the textures like I have. And holy shit, Wario actually got punched by Bowser. Someone had to get hit by that fucking fist, I guess. So let's go ahead and rank it. Honestly, after that lap on it, I kind of reminded that I liked this course more than I thought I did. I'd say it's better than Rainbow Road. I'd say it's better than Maple Treeway. I'd say it's better than Bone Dry Dunes. I'd say it's better than Hyrule Circuit. I don't know if it's better than DK Jungle. Is Bowser's Castle better than DK Jungle? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say Bowser's Castle is better than DK Jungle. Is Bowser's Castle better than Super Bell Subway? Bowser's Castle versus Super Bell Subway. No, I think that's where its run's going to end. I think Bowser's Castle is our new number 5. Congratulations to Mr. Bowser on his lovely castle. Just wish he would have second thought that giant golem. If he had second thought that giant golem, this would have been one of the best courses. One of the absolute best courses ever. But that bit drags it down. Not quite at the top. You can really see episode 2 has really transformed the top of this list here. We've gotten some absolute phenomenal courses in here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good on that. So we will roll on. Alright, I guess we're finishing out the Special Cup here with Cloudtop Cruise. Cloudtop Cruise. Now this is a course, this is the first course that comes to mind when I was talking at the very beginning of this process about how ideally if I were to rank these correctly, I would want a bunch of time to have played a bunch of these courses a lot. Because this is a course when this game came out that I would have told you it was like a top 5 course in the game on Wii U. But the more I played it, and the longer it's been, the more it slides. The more it just keeps sliding down my list. It's good. I think one of my biggest problems with this course is that it's in the Special Cup and has no right to be, because it just simply doesn't have the complexity for that. This would be a very, very good Flower Cup course. I guess. Like, this lightning portion, I will say, I used to not like this lightning portion as much as I have recently, because I've had a couple of races where I kind of really cut it close in the lightning, and it's made it fun. And I love, to me, this is one of the all-time great shroomless cuts. A perfect risk-reward thing where somebody can drop a banana there and just completely fuck everyone. I just think kind of this bumpy road isn't a ton of fun. It's very odd. That section is very odd, because, like, why the hell would you ever go right around that bouncy bit? Course gets a ton of points for using Gusty Garden, which, in my opinion, is probably the best piece of video game music ever written, or at least my favorite. This is gonna suck. Visually, I love this course. Okay. See you later, Red Shell, I guess. Visually, I love this course. Conceptually, I love the idea of, like, riding on a giant beanstalk through the clouds. I love the idea of an airship. I love the idea of this course through the clouds. I think visually, this is one of the best looking courses in the game. I just think the layout is just missing a little bit of punch. Particularly when we reach the cloud section. Because it can be fun dodging the lightning bolts and shit, but it's not super difficult for anything. If this were like an actual turn and not just like a subtle, like... If that were more of a turn, and you had like the lightning striking on the inside of the turn, I think it would be much more engaging than just kind of the very slight bend to the left that it is. Because that way it'd be less about like just dodging the boost panels and more about like taking the inside of the turn. This course needs more turns, is what I'm saying, I guess. It just needs a little something. I don't know. It's not a very good Special Cup course. It's an okay course. It's just, I don't know. It feels like it could capitalize on the theme a little bit more. So that's Cloudtop Cruise. Cloudtop Cruise is worse than Shy Guy Falls. Cloudtop Cruise is worse than Waluigi Stadium. It's worse than Wii Moonview Highway. I don't know if it's worse than Singapore Speedway. Yeah, it's worse than Singapore Speedway. Cloudtop Cruise or Rosalina's Ice World? Rosalina's Ice World. Cloudtop Cruise or Tour Vancouver Velocity? I am going to take Cloudtop Cruise over Tour Vancouver Velocity. I think Cloudtop Cruise is our new number 17. Our congratulations to the Special Cup. I know I've seen somebody refer to this as the worst cup in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I wholeheartedly disagree. I think it's actually a very good cup, personally. I think Bowser's Castle is really good. I think Rainbow Road is underrated. I think Bone Dry Dunes is severely underrated. Cloudtop Cruise, give or take. Cloudtop Cruise is going to keep falling down this list. Don't worry about that. Bone Dry Dunes will continue to probably slide too. Like, here up is where I feel like there's going to be less movement over time. Because those I feel like are really where we're talking some really good shit. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're at the last for this episode. Let's see where we end up. I really want an SNES course. But I'm not going to get it, because I'm going to get Cheese Land. Boy. My feelings are complicated on Cheese Land. Visually, I love it. Music, I love it. The layout, I really like the layout. If there were only one glider ramp shortcut at the end. The fact that this has the two glider shortcuts to the ramp at the end. I mean, there's a reason everyone calls this the bagging track. Because it is. It's... The winner of this track is whoever has 2 mushrooms going into the final section. It's definitely not the motherfucker in first. Because if you're in first and you're entering that final section, you better hope that, like, a fucking plague of shells has completely eliminated everyone else from the race. Which has happened with me and my friends locally a few times, where I've kind of just run away with this. And it's always kind of a pleasant surprise when it happens, because, like, how fucking often does it happen? But online, it's not going to happen. Online, somebody's going to have mushrooms. And they're not going to have to bag to get them either. Like, I know this is a bagging track, but really, even if you just played this normally, somebody in 5th is probably going to get the items required to just win the race outright right then and there. And that, Jesus Christ, I fucked that up. And that, to me, is ultimately what really just kills this track. Obviously, there's been huge debates, especially given with how Nintendo has tried to reduce bagging about the whole thing. I don't like it as a strategy because I like people in a race to make forward progress. To me, it's fun when I have like a close race with people the whole race, as opposed to just some asshole comes out from behind at the very end because they stopped at an item box. And I don't mind if somebody like passes me because they weren't going to... I don't know. At the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, it's cheating, because it's not. It's a fair part of the game to, like, deliberately slow down and get items. In the same way that sometimes if I'm in first and I see that blue shell coming on the mini-map, you bet your ass and tap on the brakes to let somebody else take it who isn't paying attention to the mini-map. So, I mean, I guess my thing is I would rather people not do it, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to have fun. I just don't think it's very fun. But I'm not going to, like, judge anyone for doing it. I'm honestly, I think I would more harshly judge people who are, like, only going to pick the meta car because of, like, a fucking hitbox than I am somebody who's gonna fucking bag in Mario Kart. I don't know. I'm just a very anti-competitive Mario Kart person. In general. To me, I wish there was more variety in this game. I say that, but I'm sitting here running around with the roller wheels and the cloud glider, so I'm just as big of an asshole as pretty much everyone else. Whatever. Anyway, Cheese Land. Cheese Land is all about those 2 shortcuts at the end. You know it, I know it, we all know it. I think if there were only one, I think if it had only one of those 2 glider shortcuts, I would have 0 problems with it. 2 of those glider shortcuts, no. Completely killed it. I would rather take Mario Circuit over it. I would rather take Wario's Gold Mine over it. I do like the act of actually driving the track, though. That can't be understated here. So it does suck that that is the case. But I don't know... Those fucking course shortcuts suck. Yeah, I'll take Sunset Wilds over it. Do I take Sunset Wilds over it? I think it might be our new number 25. Yeah, it's our new number 25. I like the act of course. Cheese Land is so close to being a really good track, goddammit. Because everything about driving that track is fun, and it doesn't fucking matter because somebody in 5th is gonna have fucking mushrooms and just skip the entire goddamn end of the course. Because, like, when I think about how much fun it was against the CPU right there, I would rate it much higher than I'm currently considering rating it. But that's not how most races go on this course. Most races are some fucking asshole flying out of nowhere. I think I'm going to put it at 25th. I am going to put it above Sunset Wilds because I do enjoy the actual act of driving the track. I think it is a fun track to drive. I think maybe in time trials it's fun. Oh, I'm torn because I just keep thinking about it's so fun to drive, and then all I could picture is just go as soon as I see it picked online. I'm just like, oh, somebody's gonna get a mushroom. I'm putting it at 25th. That's. I'm just gonna have to put my foot down somewhere. I don't feel like I can accurately rate Cheese Land. I don't. Because Cheese Land is all about that cheese. That cheesing of the item system. And so it is super hard to just fucking rate anywhere on here. Just had to eliminate one shortcut. One shortcut's all they have to fucking eliminate from that course. Ugh! I mean, if that shortcut were gone, honest to fucking God, Cheese Land would be in this range. I'm not kidding. It's a fun course to drive. I'm tempted to still put it lower, even though I've already put it on the board, but I'm not going to. Somebody will probably take issue. There's plenty of people who say it's the worst course in the game, which, honestly, fair. But I think I'm going to have to just leave it at 25. Because if I'm playing with friends, I don't get that upset when Cheese Land gets picked. It's more when I go online that I get upset that Cheese Land is picked. As opposed to these later ones where even if it were picked with friends, I wouldn't really give a shit. So I think that is going to be my justification for why Cheese Land is number 25, and that is also going to do it for this episode. Let's go ahead and quickly review. I say quickly, but I can never do anything quick. I probably just talked about Cheese Land for like 10 minutes. So let's quickly review. Mount Wario is now sitting in number 1. Spoiler alert, that's where it's going to stay. I know it sucks that there's going to be no suspense for the rest of the series at the top of the board. There is no... If I say that any course on this earth is better than Mount Wario, you should probably call the police because something has happened, and I'm probably being forced at gunpoint to say that. Because I think that Mount Wario is a mile above everything else that is on this list right now, including these courses, which are phenomenal. But yeah, Mount Wario in first. Wario with the 1-2 punch here, with Wario Stadium in second. These two could... When I finished recording earlier today, I seriously considered going back on my decision and putting Koopa Cape in second. Those two are very close. And I didn't think they would be that close, but I think I really love Koopa Cape, I really do. Then kind of under that, we got Super Bell Subway, Bowser's Castle rounding out the top 5. I'm not going through all these because there's too many. And we're still only a third of the way through this fucking game, and look at the goddamn list. There's so many fucking tracks, people. Let's go to the bottom 5 here. N64 Rainbow Road, a new entry into the bottom 5. Tour Paris Promenade, also a new entry into the bottom 5, with Kalimari Desert between them. A lot of N64 at the bottom. We've kind of gone through... I feel like we've gone through all of the bad N64 tracks, though. So, Baby Park, sorry. Over here in the cups, currently the best ranked cup is the Star Cup because it's had Mount Wario's. So this section is more or less kind of worthless until really everything gets rated. I guess the only one I really am curious to look at, where's Special? Special is sitting at 10th right now because Special is complete. I kind of almost wonder if I should just... I wonder if I should refactor this so that I only show the ones that are complete. Because I feel like that's going to be more interesting. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. I think I'm only going to show the cups that I have ranked every course in. So really, it's just Cherry and Special right now, off the top of my head. Over in games, games I do like kind of tracking how it's going as the process goes. So I think I'm just going to leave that as is. And Vanilla versus Booster. Honestly, Booster is still hanging closer to Vanilla than I thought it would. Wii Koopa Cape helped a ton there. And we've honestly gotten rid of a lot of the Vanilla, some of the Vanilla heavy hitters here. Still plenty to go, though. And I think we've still got plenty of Booster Pass crappy courses left to go. So still anyone's game, I guess. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. It seemed like people really did like the first part, which I'm very glad because I am genuinely loving doing this. I might start recording the third episode as soon as I hit stop recording here. I feel bad because I feel like I should be working on custom tracks, and now I just want to play more Mario Kart. We'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time where we will rank 16 more tracks. Bye.